So have you ever wondered if AI could actually help you become a better investor? And I'm not just talking about asking ChatGPT what you should be investing into, which you probably shouldn't be doing, but I'm talking about helping us simplify and distill complex market information, helping us analyze data, identify trends, and make more informed data-driven decisions when it comes to investing. Today's video is sponsored by Moomoo, and they asked me to share with you all their first AI integrated investment assistant that they're launching within Australia, powered by a large language model and trained on Moomoo's vast pool of financial news and enriched with real-time level 2 market data, allowing it to analyze vast amounts of structured and unstructured data, offering insights that traditional methods might have missed. It enables users to ask natural language questions, much like ChatGPT, like, is now a good time to buy Nvidia? And you'll then receive rapid data-backed responses. Now, it is important to note that this tool shouldn't be considered as financial advice, but a tool to help you with your research. So let's dive into how we can actually use this tool. So to start using the AI assistant, simply log into your app and then you'll see an AI icon at the top right-hand corner. From this interface, you can simply ask it natural language questions and it will provide you with a response. Now you have two options when it comes to the type of response that you receive. At the bottom left-hand corner, you can click on it and then you can either select reason for essentially an in-depth analysis response, or flash if you're looking for a quick response. For this example, we're going to be using reason because I want to ask it some pretty in-depth questions. Now, if you've ever wished that you could just ask a research analyst a straight question without paying thousands for a subscription, that's kind of exactly what Moomoo's AI assistant does. So let's go ahead and type in a question like, what are key drivers and risks? It's then going to immediately go ahead and start working on your question. And we can actually see the workflow that the AI assistant is doing. So it's analyzed our request and it's now gathering key data points. And we can actually see those data sources that it's querying. We can see it looking at financial data, analyst rating, and also searching for news reports as well. Now it's moved on to the reasoning component, so analyzing all of the data, and then we can see in real time its analysis. And if we scroll down a little bit further, we can see the output. And so we can see Nvidia's top drivers around its AI and data center dominance, product innovation, and then also the global demand for AI infrastructure as some of the key drivers. And then we also have some of the key risks as well, like supply chain and product challenges, production challenges as well. And then you can actually also double click on the sources where it's referenced the analysis from. So we can see that it's referenced several news articles from Barron's, Wall Street Journal, but also use Moomoo's own market data and insights about Nvidia, as well as some of the official filings from the SEC. And now if we go right back down to the bottom, it also gives you a quick summary of the analysis as well. And I mean, how long did that all take? 1 to 2 minutes, and it probably saved you hours and hours of scrolling through news articles and reports. If you want to investigate further, you can actually also keep going with follow-up questions. So let's actually ask how Nvidia's valuation compares to AMD as one of its main competitors. And so similar to before, we can see that it's gathering data again, sourcing financial data from both Nvidia and AMD's valuation metrics. It's also giving us the reasoning and how it's interpreting all of the data. And then we can see in real time the output that it's coming out. And that whole process probably took like another minute. And if we look back up at what it's shown us, we can compare the market capitalization. We can also look at some valuation ratios like trailing and forward PE ratios, revenue profitability, and also gross margin as well. Essentially, these are all the key metrics that you would want to know about before you actually decide whether or not you want to invest into a particular stock. Now, I've invested in a few individual companies myself, and I lose hours doing this level of analysis. Now, you can get these same answers in minutes. The second feature is Moomoo's AI stock analysis. If you've ever looked at a company's balance sheet or financial statement and thought if it was speaking in a different language, then you're not alone. Traditional stock analysis can be intimidating, especially for beginners. But Moomoo's AI stock analysis makes it pretty simple. When you're on a stock portfolio that you're interested in, simply click on the AI analysis, and like before, you can ask it specific questions to help you with that particular stock. If we ask it for Nvidia's stock analysis, we can see it start working on attempting to answer this question, sourcing key data points, and then begin reasoning and then summarizing all of those data points into a digestible format. And as a result, we have Nvidia analyzed, starting with the revenue, looking at some of the growth drivers, also some of the risks as well, analyst sentiment and valuation, and much more. For beginners, it really helps kill the intimidation of having to wade through so much information. And for experienced investors, it's a quick first pass before digging deeper into the details yourself. But either way, it saves you time and helps you focus on making decisions, not drowning in data. Now, the last feature is Moomoo's AI market summaries. Every day, the market spits out a mountain of news, earnings, announcements, and analyst upgrades, and even geopolitical events. You could spend hours and hours just trying to keep up. And that's kind of where Moomoo's AI market summaries shine, as it's able to condense all of that noise into quick bite-sized digests. For example, let's look at Tesla's stock profile. If we go into the stock profile and then click on the news section and then the announcements, we can actually see that in July, Tesla released their Q2 earnings report. And if we click into it, we can see a summary of those reports by Moomoo, giving you a clear summary of what was released in that report. Now, you can also go directly to the official report if you'd like, and we can see just how lengthy this report is, and that was only the first document. And so instead of having to troll through 4 documents this long, you can now get a quick, concise summary of that report. If you'd like it to ask it more questions based on the earnings report, then you can go directly back to the Q&A assistant to ask it more questions. A couple of years ago, tools like these didn't exist for everyday investors. Investment banks and hedge funds have entire teams of analysts dedicated on working on this type of stuff. But now this levels the playing field a little bit. And instead of wasting hours and hours sifting through reports and research, you can now focus on things that are more important. So can AI help you become a better investor? I think so, but it definitely shouldn't be relied on as the final decision maker. But it definitely should be used as a part of your decision-making process. If you want to check out these tools, then you can download the Moomoo app for free today using the link down below. And if you're a new user, you can receive up to 38 free fractional shares and get 30 days free brokerage if you meet certain requirements. If you found this video useful, then hit the like button down below, subscribe for more personal finance content, and if you want to avoid some of the investing mistakes that I've made personally in the past, then you might want to check out this video after.